Sat Chit Ananda. How does Sat Chit Ananda express itself in everyday life? Every inquiry you make concerns some object that is believed to exist. In other words, the inquiry starts with the isness, or the sat, the existence aspect of reality. But you don't stop there. Then you want to know it. And here the chit, or consciousness aspect, comes in. When you know it, you immediately experience a satisfaction or peace, which is ananda, bliss, or the true happiness aspect of reality. Thus, Sat Chit Ananda is experienced in every activity of life. But what are Sat, Chit, and Ananda, and how are they the same? Sat, Chit, and Ananda are lakshanas, or pointers to the I principle, pure consciousness. They are ignorantly attributed to body, senses, and mind. And you say, I exist, I know, and I am happy. Just as the aspects of the rope are attributed to the snake, you create an illusion. Existence is permanent and cannot be attributed to the perishable body. Existence is experienced where it shines. And in shining, consciousness comes in. The light of pure existence and consciousness, where no duality can appear. Non-duality is peace and happiness. So Sat, Chit, and Ananda are the three aspects of the one and same reality. Why cannot I be liberated by knowing my existence aspect alone? Both the Chit, or consciousness, and the Ananda, or true happiness aspects, have also to be known. You must also know that all these three are one and the same, and that it is your real self. Thus, transcending the three aspects, you reach reality beyond. According to Vedanta, reality can be expressed only by negative imports, because it is nameless and attributeless. But it expresses itself in all names and forms. Is it possible to prove that Sat, Chit, Ananda are one and the same? Ananda is experienced by man in the name of happiness. It is the knowledge of the existence aspect of reality in the form of an object that first attracts the ignorant man. He then begins to desire it and strives to possess it. The moment he knows that he has obtained the thing he desired, the mind comes to a standstill, and his real nature of peace shines as it does in deep sleep. But immediately, when the mind appears again, the memory of the desire and the effort that preceded its achievement color the mind by contrast. And the pure peace is therefore called happiness for the time being. If that happy state is allowed to continue indefinitely, the sense of happiness will soon give place to deep peace, just as it does in deep sleep. Therefore, even the happiness which is supposed to be derived from objects is nothing other than one's own real nature of peace. The Jivan Mukta knows this truth beautifully well and is established in that peace. Therefore, he does not fall victim either to desires or to objects. Whatever you experience as a result of effort, prompted by desire, is not peace in its true nature. It is tainted to that extent. Whatever the heart enjoys is a limited and tainted peace. Real peace is the experience of one's own real nature, the Ananda Bhava Swarupa. Ananda, which is bliss and peace, is the experience one gets spontaneously unknowing, beyond the mental realm, that one's real nature is pure consciousness. So let us examine Chit in the same manner. We say that objects of consciousness are diverse, but we are certain that the objects alone are diverse and that the consciousness which cognizes these objects is changeless. This consciousness is also uncaused, and it exists all alone, even in the absence of all objects, such as in deep sleep, and therefore it is self-luminous and is Vastu Tantra. And lastly, let us examine Sat. We say several objects exist. Every object depends upon pure existence for its own individual existence. But pure existence does not depend upon anything else for its existence. Look at deep sleep. The real I exists all alone, without any other object in deep sleep. And I know I exist. This pure existence is called Sat. The Sat is Vastu Tantra and self-luminous. Life's activities are impossible without the help of Sat Chit Ananda. But Sat Chit Ananda is in no way attached to the objects concerned, for they are but appearances upon Sat Chit Ananda. It shines all alone in deep sleep as one's real nature. Objects appear manifested in existence and in the light borrowed from one's own self. So they are not other than the self. Sat Chit Ananda are the one and the same. In order to say that Sat is, Sat must be known. And to do this, consciousness must come in. Therefore, consciousness and Sat are one. When that knowledge of Sat dawns, a sublime peace filters down from pure consciousness. Just as the sage poet sings, neither is this peace different from Chit. Therefore, Sat, Chit, Ananda are the one and same reality, viewed from the three different perspectives of life, thought, and feeling. What is the bearing of the world upon truth? The world is a compromise between opposites. Life is impossible without reference to opposites. But truth is beyond opposites and unlike the world in its characteristics. For you see, the characteristics of the world, when strictly analyzed and reduced to the generic standards, are found to be changeability or impermanence, inertness, and misery. All these terms make unconscious reference to their opposites. But the characteristics of truth are utterly different. And so they are represented as the opposite of these, that is, permanence, consciousness, and peace. These by themselves are only pointers to the truth, and so have to be transcended in order to get established in the absolute. The purpose of the term Satchitananda is only to divert your attention away from the phenomenal to the substratum beyond. When the world has disappeared, the characteristics of the truth of Sat, Chit, and Ananda, existence, consciousness, happiness, bliss, also vanish, and you stand in the ultimate reality, which was originally pointed to by these terms.